Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the Let's Play for The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak number 2. So then, this would usually be the spot where I do a quick little recap of the previous episode, but considering that the previous episode could be described in 3 very short sentences with Van talked to team before heading out to the Aramis School Festival, then Van and team headed to the Aramis School Festival and witnessed the beginning, and then for the rest of the episode we pretty much did rounds around the school grounds with Agnès here. I think that's enough of a recap. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode last time, and my god, they crammed in so many NPCs in here. Pretty much the entirety of Edith is almost here at the school festival, including some NPCs from outside, and it's kind of fun to see all of these people here and just hanging out and doing activities, plus also continuing their storylines essentially that we followed throughout the entire game so far. So it's kind of fun to see them all here and all in one place essentially. But yeah, that's a lot of people. And today we are gonna be continuing that trend with, like I said last time, going through all of these connection events with all of our characters. Now obviously I can only do 7 of them. I will be locking in 7 of them, but I will be watching all of them. I will be doing all of them for the Let's Play, so we will see all of these connection events. But speaking of these events, according to what I saw in the comments of the previous episode, and I'm bringing this up specifically because I distinctly remember that at the end of Daybreak 1, when you get all of the New Game Plus options, I distinctly remember that I did not see a option to allow you to do all of the connection events. Unless I'm tripping and I completely missed the option. I went through that menu up and down a couple of times and I did not see it anywhere. But at the end of Daybreak 1, I did not see an option to just allow you to do all of these. But apparently Daybreak 2 allows you to do that on New Game Plus, and from what one of you guys said, it would be a good idea to, on a New Game Plus run, do every single one of these events, these connection events, for the next game in the series, that there is some information that carries over into that game if you did the connection event here. Which, thank you very much for the tip. I will probably do that at some point before the release of the next game. The game got pushed anyway, I think, if I remember what I saw recently, the game got pushed to the beginning of next year anyway. So there is no rush to do it, but I will do it on New Game Plus then, if the option exists to actually do all of the connection events. So yeah, thank you very much for the tip. I definitely want to see some carryover stuff from this game into the next game, just to witness what is gonna happen, and just to get the extra little flavor text, right, that you only get when stuff carries over. But yeah, speaking of the connection events and everything, I still find it a bit bothersome that you can't do all of them in one go. It's kind of like a weird thing if there is no extra new story when you go through New Game Plus outside. Well, outside for Cold Steel 2, that is still like the biggest stinker they ever did, in my opinion, honestly. But I still find it kind of backwards that you can't view all of these connection events and bonding events and whatever in one single playthrough, because all of these are important at the end of the day. They're all character growth moments and bonding moments and so much more, sometimes even foreshadowing moments. And if you're just limited to certain events, you just you just will not see these things pay off in the rest of the game. I still remember distinctly back from Cold Steel 2, there was one bonding event that I did with a character called Millium, and I'm happy that I did that one, that I decided to do it. I think it's the one in the city of Ruhr, I think it was. I think that's the one. But it was a cool little event that brought so much to the character of Millium in general, and then at the end of the game you get the payoff of that little hangout event. And there are so many more examples to just go through, but yeah, I really just want them to get rid of the limitation system for these things. It really makes no sense to make you play again through the game. Especially not in today's marketplace, you know, when there is a game coming out legitimately every 5 minutes. And most games are pretty large and you don't really have time to play all of them, you know? You kinda just wanna finish a game in one go. Especially a story-driven game. I'm at least like that. I just wanna finish my game in one single sitting, not do twice the sitting and then just, you know, bash things on the head no matter how fun it is. If I don't get story out of it, I'm just like bored out of my head then. But yeah, anyway, I do wish they get rid of it at some point, somehow. Or just allow you to take an option at the beginning of the game. Hey, do you just want to have unlimited events? Yes, no. just give me an option. Just make it an option. If people don't want to have all of them in one go, they can have it, but just do something. Please, Falcom, please. But yeah, anyhow, thank you for that tip. Regardless, I will be doing the New Game Plus run at some point in the future. Obviously not as part of the Let's Play. But, speaking of the Let's Play, like I said, we're gonna do all of the Hangout events in this episode. I have no idea how long the episode is gonna be. But before we do that, we will do two separate things very quickly. Number one, Mehengaten. I did finish the last floor that I had. And spent some tokens and got a lot of new rewards, so we're gonna check out the new costumes and the new music that unlocked. And then I will be reloading the save before heading to Aramis Academy, and we're just gonna experience a quick run through the academy, through the red marks and certain points in the academy, just to see the event from the perspective of doing the rounds essentially with Elaine. So, just so I'm curious, mostly because I'm curious about how the whole shtick is gonna run with Elaine. And then I'm just gonna reload the save here and we will continue with Agnès. And, well, do the hangout events. But anyway, Mehengaten. So then, the stuff that we have here, beginning with Van's racing suit, Old Calvard Kingdom dress. I don't know this is specifically what this specifically is gonna be. I have a feeling this is a costume from maybe the stage play that's gonna be happening in a moment in the game anyway, but we'll see. It is for Agnès. Two costumes for Ferida. One is the Kruga Priestess garb and the Kruga Light Priestess garb. Okay. For Rosette we have the Marduk Battlemaid suit, and then we move on to music, beginning with What Is Ahead of You. That is, I think, what is that? Menu music, alright. And we have Crossing Causal Lines, which is what, also menu music? Yep. Then we have The Way to the Waterfall, which is area music. Maliciousness in the Mirror, also area music. Get Rid of the Urgent Menace, that is battle music. And finally, maybe the best one, also battle music, Furious Destroy, Mish Schneider. Oh god. Okay, let's start with the music while I'm still in the menu here, then we're gonna see about the costumes. So the first two were menu music. What Is Ahead of You? Ah. Cue the sax. God, it cuts out at the best moment! You dingus. Alright, next one. Crossing Causal Lines. Okay, that's a Reverie soundtrack. Ah. Oh yeah, that one played a lot. Alright, moving on to area music. The Way to the Waterfall, also a Daybreak 1. Okay, from the resort town, I believe. Yeah. Very chill. Maliciousness in the Mirror. Also a Reverie soundtrack. Right. This one always felt like a throwback to some of the super old stuff from, like, I don't even know where to place it specifically, like maybe Sky the Third? Somewhere around there? Kind of feels like one of the super old music tracks. And now to the two battle soundtracks. Okay, Daybreak 1 again. Good god, that was so loud in my ears. Thank you, Mariabelle. Get rid of the urgent menace. Huh. Actually, no, never mind, I do remember it. For a second I couldn't remember. Did I hear this a lot, or was this like a more rare soundtrack? I do remember it now. Alright, and now for the best one. Furious Destroy Miss Schneider. Of course, it's a Reverie track. Oh, hell yeah. They're too short. Sadly, I cannot play them here outside of going into an actual battle and listening to it, but yeah, that's for the soundtrack. So then, costumes. For Van, we had the racing suit, which is obviously his very Green Ranger lookalike. Good god. That looks interesting. Agnès had the old Calvard Kingdom dress, so what is this? Oh my god, that actually looks amazing. What the shit? Wow! I actually love this, unironically. The little cap and everything. Wow! That looks sweet. Can I... hold on. What's the button to... oh, this. Yeah, that looks dope. What the shit? That might be my favorite costume so far. I love the color coordination of this thing. That's amazing. Anyway, back to normal stuff. Oh, speaking of the costume stuff, the student council band that is on her arm. When I was doing the stuff in Mechengarten, that thing stayed on because it's like a permanent equip for this current chapter. Anyway, Fairy, you had the priestess garb, which is that outfit. That is also very nice. Wasn't there a similar or the same outfit in the previous game as a DLC outfit for her? I think there was. I never got in the DLC because I don't really give a shit about them, but yeah, anyway. And the light priestess one? Oh, it's just a headpiece is gone. Okay. It does look very nice. Very cute. And finally, we have Risette, who is... I forgot that she's in her casual outfit right now because of the Aramis Academy stuff. Marduk Battle Maid suit. What the shit is this? This looks cool as hell. What? I don't think I've ever seen her in this. Also, she has silver hair in this. What the... huh? I have never seen her in this outfit. At least I don't remember. What is this suit? Did I maybe spawn myself on a future character? Is someone from Marduk gonna pop out in this this attire? I'm just basing it on the change of hair color. What the shit is this? Huh? Well then. That was new. Oh, and yeah, also, importantly, I have finally unlocked every single one of the Zyphas completely, so... Ratatoskar. Element value, okay, nice. Space and Earth. Absorb physical attacks, 20% chance. Oh, that goes on ban immediately.
Shard skills updated.
There, my boy, enjoy this. 20% chance to absorb physical. Oh, juicy. But anyhow, it's time to reload the save and see the quick events of this thing from Van and Elaine's perspective. So, let's go. So then, contact Elaine.
Why did Jin... He really shouldn't have called you behind my back. I am fully aware that the likelihood of another terrorist attack is low. That's why I'm fine with doing this by myself. You don't need to.
But I want to. I was planning to wander around the school grounds anyway. Since you're doing the same thing, I figured I'd keep you company. What do you say, former student council vice president?
Aww.
It's hard to believe 8 years have gone by since then. We were both so busy, we never did get to take it all in together. As I recall, a certain someone once promised me that they would, and I quote, make time to relax and wander around campus with you later. I think now may be the perfect time for that person to make good on that promise.
It is later.
Damn, she got me good.
Well, you said it.
I'm only teasing. Well, shall we take a look around then? I think we'll enjoy seeing what the new students of our alma mater have come up with. Oh, and if you plan on tackling 4 SPGs in Aubert and Old Town, I'd be happy to accompany you.
Good to know. Now let's get on out there and have some fun.
Okay, obtained Agnès Swinadia. Okay, that's the armbands, activities, Harbor District. Yep.
I never thought the day would come when you'd finally make good on your promise.
Hey, it's not like I'm trying to make it up to you or anything. But you know, I just figured I'd escort the former student council vice president around.
Well, that's very kind of you, former general affairs manager and resident jack of all trades.
They're just cute together. Anyway, we are gonna tackle here in this save file only the red marks. So let's see what each of them has to say and do on all of them. This must be the Quiz King of Armies competition. Gotta say, their setup's pretty legit. They certainly spared no effort transforming this room. You can hardly tell it was once a faculty lounge. What happened to all the desks and stuff that used to be in here? I wouldn't know. Perhaps they were moved to the principal's office. Incidentally, I heard you offered some guidance during the planning phase of this event. Is that true? It wasn't a big a deal, as you think. The questions they originally picked were skewed in a way that made them almost impossible. So I suggested they widen their appeal by throwing in some freebies the attendees can feel confident about. Renee actually gave him some coaching on how to tell the different types of contestants apart and gear things accordingly. Not the most conventional use of his skills as a CID analyst. I gotta use what the goddess gave ya. The guy takes his role as a former grad seriously. It seems Towa is their mistress of ceremonies. I hope she gets some enjoyment out of it. Well, no use standing around. Let's go and see what they got in store. Hey, look at that. They've got a monitor showing what's going on in the game. Great hackers. You can imagine my bewilderment when I learned there'd be a hacking experience at the school festival. This was done on your recommendation too, no? They wanted to make an Orbo computer game. Only problem was they were fresh at ideas. That's when I remembered the hacking program we'd been using on those Orbo locks. Once I gave them a basic rundown, they latched onto the idea and ran away with it faster than I ever saw coming. Got it helped out from there. The end result's a little more geared toward your average Joe. There's just one thing. I get it feels the player character, but seeing him plastered on all these posters feels a little jarring. I find it rather adorable actually. They'll be drawing in visitors in no time. Guess it's just me then. Anyway, what do you say we give the game a spin? Very cute. Is it just me or are things heating up in here? We seem to have walked in on a few rousing games of 7 hearts. If I recall correctly, your advice was that what led them to put this together. Yeah, at first they were gonna have everyone play Advantage Masters, but game the Empire's been all over lately. The problem is it's a trading card game, so if you don't have your own deck, you're flat out of luck. Plus it isn't popular enough in the Republic to stir up much hype. So instead, I told him to pick something people can take part in without needing to bring a whole stack of cards along. And 7 Hearts fits that bill perfectly. Yep, probably wasn't the only option, but it's the one they went for. It does have accessibility in its favor, both with its simpler rule set and dedicated decks. The table they set up for teaching newcomers helps that along too, I'm sure. Well, they've got opponents ready and waiting for us. Could be fun to see what they're made of.
A maid cafe and an Eastern tea house. Wow, they thought of everything.
So which do you prefer? The maid outfits or the Eastern dresses?
Neither? Hey, that's not why I brought it up. I swear.
I will say to that, both are very good. In their own way. Oh, looks like the student council's using the suggestion box to elect service today. I wonder if the surveys we did back in our day were helpful for this year's festival. Guess we'll just have to explore the whole place so we can give them a fair review. Oh hey, this is where Agnès is when she's not with with Van going around. Okay, let's see the scene. Seriously, can you at least try and smile? You're going to scare the visitors away.
Classroom in the left wing.
Hey, take it up with the Adios. I didn't ask to be born with this face. Okay, settle down, you two. No fighting. She is to calm them down.
Try your luck.
Curtis, I agree that it's important to greet our guests with a smile. However, don't you think it's important that we be genuine with them too? I guess so. You're right, Agnès. And Kisara, I know I told you to take your role seriously, but you don't have to be so uptight. It's okay to relax. Okay. Nice job reining in the new kids, Chief. Well, I was in their shoes last year, so I understand how they feel. Being on the managing end this year has actually been somewhat of an adjustment for me. Honestly, I feel slightly out of my element. Could have fooled me. I think you're doing a bang-up job.
Volunteers from the sports clubs have set up
Thank you,
food
Van.
stalls in the courtyard.
I know my
as well as
student
a
council
one-on-one basketball
and class workload is only going to go up now that I'm a second year. But that just means I'll have to work that much harder both at school and at my part-time job. That way, I can keep holding my head up high. Someone's fired up. Well, I'll be counting on ya. She's just as dependable as ever. Aww. Okay. One of my duties here is to check in on the new students while I make my rounds. I'm a little worried about these two, to be honest. Their argument could have blown out of control if I wasn't here. Well, we've seen how that went in the other route. I'll just have to keep my eye on them, whether it's at school or back in Old Town. Oh boy, there is... Huh, now that I look...
Our festival was a busy affair in its own right, but it looks like theirs is even more so. I have to wonder if they're managing all right.
Trust me, the current student council crew knows what they're doing. I wouldn't worry.
There is Kincaid.
Volunteers from the sports clubs have
He
set
isn't
up
in the
food
same
stalls in the
spot. Oh, he's here. Mr. Powell, it's been a while. Oh, Kincaid, I see you've grown into a fine young man. You were one of our previous student council presidents, right?
Day at the Aramis Academy Festival.
Yes, I was, and these two were my cohorts.
This festival is an annual tradition.
Beauty's
that
Blade, the
preserves
president who
the
succeeded you.
Aramis, the
And Mr.
founder of
Arkride, one of our advisors for this year's festival. Yep, that's me. I've got my fingers in all sorts of pies at the moment. Anyway, as a fellow alumnus, what say you to helping us make a few rounds for the festival? I'd be happy to. Aww, That was cute.
Alrighty.
Seeing the campus this way brings back so many memories. I'm relieved to see that Mr. Powell hasn't changed at all. Okay, do these two have the same conversation still? Yeah, they have. Okay. Looks like the 2-on-2 basketball challenge is in full swing. You arranged to have other players from outside the school assist, as I recall. Are you visiting all the activities one by one? Ours is going great, thanks to you pointing us in the right direction the other day. Me and my crew were stunned at first. I couldn't believe the famous Armis Academy would ask us to pitch in. The plan is to have Simon's crew take turns with the boys team over the next 3 days. It'd be rough to have the girls team do the rotating, especially if an actual pro showed up. Hurts to say, but our members aren't quite at that level. That's what led her to come to us outsiders for help. Just so you know, though, I've got a fire in me like never before right now. As club captain, I want to make extra sure we put on a good showing, what with all the alumni here today. It's plain to see that the Armis basketball club of today is in capable hands. Sounds like this 2-on-2 challenge ought to be pretty heated then. Well, we call it 2-on-2, but it's actually more like 2 1-on-1 sessions. If that sounds like your thing, then step on up. Me and Jesus Christ, that was so hard to read for some reason. Me and Sasha will face off against you guys personally, just to keep things interesting. Alright, that should be all the red marks around the academy. The next step would be to leave it, so we will go over back to the other save file. Time to start this. Well, let's begin with Agnès. A special place. Agnès invited me to Trion Tower, where it sounds like she'll be meeting up with Professor Hamilton. I should probably head over when I have the time. This is probably gonna be about the Genesee. Ben parted ways with his companion for a short while. I mean, you could have gone there, whatever. He then headed to Trion Tower to meet up with Agnès. Well, he was already going around the school with Agnès, anyway. Then, Agnès, a pleasure to see you again. Good day, Professor Hamilton. Yeah, it's been, what, 2.5 weeks now? I apologize for calling you over here, what with the school festival keeping you occupied. But I felt it was important that I returned this to you, Agnès. So, without further ado, here we are. Oh, that's the 8th one, huh? Thank you, Professor. You've pretty much done all the probing you can so far on why the Genesee stopped working, right? Any developments we should know about? No, sadly. Not even after using my connections at the Institute to run it through every instrument at our disposal. I failed to glean any new facts, let alone the root cause behind the inexplicable phenomena we've observed so far. Nevertheless, I'm of a mind to continue the investigation. Sorry to put you through so much trouble, but we'd really appreciate if you could. There are still so many things that we have yet to understand. But we need to do so in order to prepare for what lies ahead. Oh, the music is ducking out of the way. I can see much of your forebears in you. Clearly, Professor Epstein's spirit lives on, as does Lilia's. Lilia? That's Agnès' grandma, right? Yes, though I never got the chance to meet her myself. According to my great-grandfather's notes, she used to go to and from the laboratory all the time. Indeed, I believe Lilia was around 10 years old back then. She was strong of heart, smart as a whip, and compassionate to boot. Oftentimes, she would make tea for her father and us disciples. Aww. On occasion, her spontaneous comments would even lead to breakthroughs in her research. Oh wait, did I misread that earlier as well? I believe Lilia was around 10, okay. The girl certainly did wonders for her motivation. Sounds a lot like how Humes is for us.
You may be right there. Thank you for sharing, Professor. This is a joy to hear. My grandmother had already passed when I was born, you see, so I never knew her all that well. Though my mother told me she was a kind and dauntless woman who raised her single-handedly.
I see. That description fits Lilia to a T. All in all, however, neither I nor the other disciples can tell you very much about her. That's due in particular to the way she vanished right after the professor's death, leaving only a note behind. I don't remember if that was brought up during Daybreak 1, but that is an interesting thing to actually keep in mind. So, okay, so she vanished right after the professor's death. For real?
I've heard a bit about this. Half of my grandmother's life is completely unaccounted for.
Ooh! Maybe something to do with the Genesis time shenanigans? Huh. Could she still be around? That'd be wild. At the time, the guild was still in its infancy. When they failed to find her, the search was called off. So imagine my shock when I first met you, her granddaughter in Basel. In any case, you already know Katre is like family to me, so don't ever feel as though you have to be a stranger, dear. That goes for you as well, Van. Even if it has nothing to do with the Genesee, you're welcome to reach out in times of need. Appreciate it. Might even happen sooner than we think.
Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you too, Professor. Also, we'd love to have you at this year's school festival if you're willing. It's shaping up to be a spectacular event, thanks in part to Katre's contribution.
Ah, yes. Esmeralda has been telling me all about it. I'll try my best to make time for a visit. I wonder if she's gonna show up there then in the evening when time progresses. Well, we picked up the Genesee, ready to head back to the academy.
About that. It's not as if we're in any hurry. Do you suppose we could stick around for just a while longer? To tell you the truth, I'd actually been wanting to come here with you at some point.
Oh yeah? Now that you bring it up, I guess this is the first time we've been up here together. It was pretty packed back at the festival anyway, so I could use some time away from the crowds. No harm in hanging back and taking a look around.
Great, thanks, Van.
And so Van and Agnès enjoyed a leisurely stroll along the observation deck. They then decided to take in the city sights from one of the telescopes.
Let's see, if I turn it over in this direction...
Is she peeking at the festival? Oh no, Old Town.
Ah, Old Town spotted. I'm pointing right at the office in Montmartre.
Seriously? You got sights for a Selge around, and that's the first place you pick?
Well, it's important to me. I always look there whenever I do this. Even on my days off from work, I worry about whether you're eating a balanced diet or not.
What are you, his mom? Okay, he almost said the same as me. What are you, my noisy sister-in-law? Good luck keeping a food diary on me from way up here.
Let's look over there next.
Uh-huh. Oh.
The center marsh is lively as ever today. No matter how much they modernize the rest of the city, this slice of it never seems to change.
You a long-time customer or something? Thought your house was over in the 10th district.
Well, really, my mother would only take me shopping there every so often when I was little. But there were other occasions, such as birthdays, holidays, or the rare times when my father made space in his busy schedule to come home early. The two of us would poke our heads into one stall after another, deliberating over what to eat. We used to have so much fun back then.
Warms your heart to think about it. That's very cute. Oh my god, you got a Dirk Memorial Park?
There's Dirk Memorial Park. My father used to drive me here as a child so we could take Alphonse for a walk.
Oh, your pet dog? I met him at the end of the last year when I dropped you off that one time, right? Second I petted a guy, he started clinging and roughhousing like no tomorrow. Almost thought I'd never shake myself free.
He's usually so quiet around anyone outside our family too. I guess he took a special liking to you. You're free to stop by and keep him company if you like.
What, and just stroll right into the president's house? I'll cross the bridge when I get to it. Very cute.
And there's Aramis Academy, over in the Auber district.
If the festival is this busy on the first day, you're gonna be swapped all the way to the last.
I'll make it through somehow.
What's up?
Don't laugh, but I was just thinking, wow, I'm actually a student here. Even now it still hits me. I suppose it's because this is where my mother and father first met.
Huh. That's news to me.
The story goes that my grandmother was working the student store at the time. Being a single parent, she got permission to bring her daughter, Sophie, my mother, to work with her. My father had only just enrolled at the academy when they first got acquainted. From there, he wound up becoming a family friend of sorts.
Almost like it was fated to be. Though I'm guessing there was a bit of an age gap there, huh?
Yes, 8...
Oh god, it's the same thing. Oh wow.
Yes, 8 years to be exact. It wasn't long after they met that they became almost like siblings. But as they grew up alongside one another, their shared feelings slowly blossomed into love.
Kinda like a certain pair of brights. But at least those two are of the same age.
Then one day, they came here to the observation deck, where my father finally proposed to her.
Oh god. Whew, that's so. Also, I wanted to whistle, but I know that it's gonna blow out the mic, so your ears are safe. Almost poetic, considering that your great-granddad was the one who designed this tower to begin with. I guess that must make it pretty special to you.
Yes, in a way it symbolizes the bond between the two sides of my family, the Claudels and the Gramharts.
Wow.
Shortly after I came along, my father's political career took off. He became busy, while I began feeling lonely. So my parents made an effort to clear out their schedules and bring me to Trion Tower.
Oh. Oh, that is cute as hell.
My mother talked about all sorts of things while we were here. She told me about life with my grandmother, about the way she met my father, about how the three of them would often visit the tower, about the irreplaceable moments she and my father created together, about the guilt he felt over missing my birthday due to his military duties, about how overjoyed he was when he first held me in his arms, about how elated she was when he finally proposed, and all the while my father would have a faint, uncharacteristic blush on his face.
Now that is an image I want to see of this guy blushing.
Admittedly, a lot of the things she said were too difficult for me to understand at that age. But I always loved seeing her smile spread from cheek to cheek over the new tale she recounted about my father and grandmother. It's not quite the same as my great-grandfather's diaries, but hearing those stories about my family meant so much to me. It gave me hope that someday I'd meet my own special someone and get a chance to share this place with them too.
And yes.
Overdramatic, I know. No need to take it too seriously.
No, it's a nice sentiment. I'm almost jealous. This tower basically ties your family together. Even the grandmother you never met in person.
My thoughts exactly. Regardless of the circumstances, my mother and father crossed paths, fell in love, and had me. This place is always here as a reminder to put my faith in the bonds that connect us as a family. That's the thing I truly love about it. But ever since I started helping you with your spriggan work, it's taken on another meaning. You, me, and the others have been all over Edith, solving 4 SPG after 4 SPG. And now looking over the city from here fills me with pride over everything we've accomplished. I think about the many times my family took in this same view, and how I'm striving to protect it with my own 2 hands. I'm just so glad I joined Arkride Solutions. That's why I want to give you credit where it's due, and not just when it comes to gathering all the Genesee. Thank you, Van, for everything. It's because you helped me grow as a person that I'm able to feel this way, and that's worth the world to me.
Damn. Come on now. Haven't we been over this? And the growth you've made is your own doing. You're the one who leapt into my line of business and took whatever you could from the experience. You were tenacious like nothing else, sticking to your guns until you got what you were after. Honestly, I never could have imagined how far you'd go. When I up and vanished last year, you came after me without a moment's hesitation. And as if that wasn't enough, you rose up against a being capable of rocking this world to its core and giving a piece of your mind. Oh, right, this is from back then.
We were talking to Van, not you. We don't care about you in the slightest. So get out of our sight and return Van to us at once.
I'm actually surprised that I didn't take the soundbite from Daybreak 1 and put it in here. I don't think it's a stretch to say that, if nothing else. Your strength has pulled me through my fair share of scrapes. So much so that I went from nearly giving up on myself to holding on no matter what. Point is, you're that wrong if you think your gratitude is a one-way street.
Van.
Like I said before, me taking your request to find the Genesee came with some special conditions. So I'm counting on you to hold up your end of the bargain as my assistant.
Yes, sir. Happy to be of service as always, Van.
Aww, that was cute! After that, Van and Agnès decided to leave the tower behind and head back to see the rest of their friends. No? The freaking... It was very faint, but they put in a heartbeat sound there.
I wonder if he realized what I was hinting at. Van's 25 now, so I know we're a bit far apart. But my parents had the same 8-year gap between them that we do. Of course, I still have a long way to go before I can measure up to him. It's only a matter of time, though. I'm sure of it.
Yes? You coming or what?
Be right there.
There is a huge gap difference between them,
I want
but...
to make the most of everything you and the others have taught me. So I'm going to keep working hard. And while I do that, I hope I can stay by your side. I know I'm still inexperienced, but I'm looking forward to whatever comes next.
Alright, I forgot, because we had them so rarely in the game so far. I forgot that there were sound bites after. after these scenes. But yeah, like I wanted to say, I know that there's a huge gap between these two, but it's cute. Look, I have to give them that at least. It's at least cute. And they're not like, outside of the joking shit, they're not at least like aggressively being like pushed into being a pair. So that's why I can vibe with this. But still, it's a bit of a huge gap, at least for now. We'll see. I don't know. I really don't know if there will ever really like super strongly pair characters together again. Like, what was the last time they actually put pairs together? Wasn't it Kevin? Well, that wasn't even a proper pair, but well, a pair. It was more like a sibling pair to a mixture of a pair, even though they're not sibling pair. God, this game loves its siblings, not siblings, or game series. But yeah, wasn't the last like pairing of main characters kind of like Rosette and sorry, not Rosette, Reese and Reese and Kevin? Since then, Lloyd was kind of like pick and choose your waifu, I guess, kind of deal. That was like the first time they did the whole thing. And then afterwards came Cold Steel, and Cold Steel was pretty much the same principle of whoever you have the most bond points with at the end, you can pick them to be your special someone, or rather Reen's special someone. And that was true pretty much for all of the Cold Steel games. You could pick anyone you want at the end, as long as you had the max bond with them.
Volunteers from the sports clubs have set up
So I have no idea. Like there is written dialogue between some characters where it super suggests like yeah, these two could be a pair. Like, I mean, these two are definitely being put together like that, and so is Elaine with Van. But yeah, it's kind of weird. We really haven't had in a long ass time like a main character that you play as that is actually being put in a just relationship with someone. And I'm not counting Sweet and Nadia. They technically have not been a main character pair. Like a box art pair for any game. Anyway, moving on to the next one. A brother of a father. A daughter of a father. Rumor has it some guy's been asking around about Aaron recently. He's a little distracted with the festival though. Maybe I should look into things before he catches wind of it. Okay. Upon splitting off from the rest of the group, Van decided to consider spending time with one of his friends. After taking the time to track him down, he and Aaron arranged to meet somewhere on Station Street. Cut the shit already! Oh, damn. Red-haired man. He barely has red hair, Jesus. Because you do remember my face. Figured you'd be a little happier to see me after 10 years, Ronnie. Don't you dare call me that. What the hell are you doing here anyway? Okay, now that I have a better look at his hair, it is a bit more red than usual. Also, before someone comments, on the recording software, it's gonna look way redder than what I see it on the monitor. The thing is a bit for clarity's sake and better viewing experience, a bit boosted in contrast. Anyway. What? I'm not allowed to check up on how my kid's doing? I've been looking high and low for you, only to be led to Edith of all places. Man, you sure got big though. You're the spitting image of Yufa when she... Keep my mother's name out of your damn mouth. It sure sounds like a lovely reunion. Man, there a reason we're meeting up in some back alley? You're not the only one with a nose for sniffing out trouble. I've been hearing rumors that this asshole was in town. Just followed him around and here I am. You must be the Spriggan. Thanks for keeping an eye on my son for so long. Man, you sure are the talk of the town. Anyway, I'm Leroy, Aaron's father. Man, Arkride, it's a real pleasure. Don't start acting all responsible. And you, stop trying to get friendly. There's no need to be so hostile, Aaron. I'd just like to get along with the man my son's been working for. You see, there's actually one other reason why I came to the capital. Let me some meat, will ya? Just enough to get me back on my feet, please, I'm begging here. Wow. Wow. What an ad. What an ad. I ended up owing some money to a couple of real nasty guys, and now they've got it out for me. If I don't pay him back with interest, your old man's gonna be 6 arge under before you know it. Come on, Ronnie, we're family, right? We're supposed to be able to count on one another. If you don't have the funds now, maybe you can get an advance payment from your boss here. Shut up. You disgusting piece of shit. You haven't changed at all. You're not even sorry for all the crap you put my mother through. Get lost, and don't let me see your face ever again. So, that's how it is, huh? Well, I guess that's that. Suppose my business here is finished, and see you around, Mr. Arkride. If you're looking for a place to lay low, you could probably try the Blackland district. Got plenty of folks down there in the same boat. Oh, I've heard of the place. I'm sure I'll be right at home. Didn't you say you never had a dad? Yeah, and not like the useless piece of trash I ever acted like one. My mom was a rising star in the world of his Eastern theater. And all that slime ever did was waste her savings on booze and gambling. She went through hell because of him. In the end though, he got on the wrong side of the Liu family and they drove him out of town. I think I was about 6 or so. And now he shows up over a decade later, just to ask for more money. Maybe it's not my place to say, but it's kind of hard to believe he's your dad. Guess the hair color kind of gives it away though. That's what pisses me off the most. No matter how much I try to distance myself from him, we still share the same blood. I'll never understand why Mom even cared for that guy. Still, you're gonna wonder, why'd he come searching for you now of all times? Huh? Weren't you listening? He wanted to sponge some mirror off me. But why would he try to reunite with his son now after 10 years of silence? Doubt he's dumb enough to think you'd be all smiles. I don't think he ever actually believed you'd agree to pay off his debt. Well, I'm sure there was a tiny part of him hoping it'd go all his way, of course. What are you trying to say? Nothing really. Just wondering if you're actually feeling okay about all this. That bastard ruined your mom's life, right? Figured you'd like to sock him across the jaw at least. But I guess the whole thing was pretty unexpected. I'm sure you were just trying to put all the pieces together. Still, it's not like the little conqueror of Liu Xiao, former child prodigy and genius of Eastern theater, to let someone off the hook like that. That being said, if you did want to give your dad what for, I wouldn't mind helping out. You're one hell of an instigator, you know that? Alright though, that was pretty out of character for me. Let's go and see if we can track the bastard down. Huh, that's more like it. Okay, where is this leading to? Sometime later. Oh! You really thought you could hide from us, old man? Hand over the mirror, dirtbag. Hey now, let's all just calm down a little, yeah? I'm a good-looking man. If you mess up my moneymaker, you'll never get your mirror back. What have we here? A family picture, huh? Oh, is that the mom? I think that... Oh yeah, it is. That's not... Oh, why so flustered, Leroy? It's not like we don't know who your little boy is. Took the liberty of digging into your background quite some time ago, after all. We also know you're just some good-for-nothing who got chased out of Langport. At first we thought you were little more than some deadbeat dad, but I think we might just have a use for you. You see, Cao used us as pawns, and Gaolang left us to the dogs. The Lai families, particularly in shambles. Taking advantage of someone like you's our best chance of getting out of this hole. Not only to get one over the Lus and the Lees, but Aaron too. Come on, Leroy. What do you say? Mind drawing your son out for us? We might even forgive you all your debt. Hell, you already abandoned him once. I'm sure a second time won't hurt. Maybe it'll help if you just look at it as getting revenge on the Lus. You bastard! Look, there's no need to threaten my family. I'll get you your Mira back. But as far as Ronnie's concerned, no way am I letting you guys lay a finger on him. Well, look at that. The dad does have some integrity to him. You think we're giving you a choice here? Oh. Looks like you still haven't learned your place. You don't get to refuse. Just shut up and do what you're told. You guys just don't know when to quit. Aaron? And a spriggan? So you found us, huh? You've played right into our... Whoa, he's letting the aura out. Ronnie? Let's make this quick. Right. Oh, I thought we were actually gonna do a battle. So it was the Lai family that was after you. Man, these guys are like cockroaches. You two really saved me my behind. Say, Ronnie, where'd you learn to fight like that? Those guys were nothing compared to... Don't start acting all excited, slamball. What the hell's up with that picture of yours anyway? Thought you could just flash it at me and all would be forgiven. Aaron, calm down. You know, on the way over, I was trying to figure out what was really behind your dad's arrival. But I think I finally landed on the truth. The anniversary of your wife's death was at the end of last year, right? With me being shut out of Langport, I've never had the chance to visit Yufa's grave. And I'd heard rumors that Ronnie, I mean Aaron, had been doing business in the capital recently. So I figured if I couldn't pay my wishes to her, I could at least go and see the son she left behind. Of course I say that, but the whole bit about wanting to borrow Samira was true too. See, I'd been trying to find a spring lily like the ones that grow over in the eroded cave. Had a hell of a time trying to find a real one though. Think you'd be willing to place it at her grave for me? Screw you! If you cared about her so much, then why didn't you do anything when she was still alive? It doesn't matter if the Lu family forced you out. You should have been there for us. He grabbed the flower. Whatever. Now that we've talked, I think I finally understand. Roughing you up's not gonna fix the mess you made. I'll take care of the flower for you. Don't think Mom would wanna turn down anyway. Now get out of here, loser. Guess I'll see myself out then. You can't leave the Lai family's goons... Wait, who is that? You can leave the Lai family's goons to us? Oh boy. Cao and Ashen? What are you guys doing here? Like, how come you never told us that these Lai guys were still lurking around? Well, they pose very little trouble to hang with. Why would we bother? I didn't think they'd be making deals with Leroy though, of all people. Well, I suppose we have them by the tail now.
Might as well root the last of them out. I'm sure the Lee family will take care of them, right? Along with all the extortion schemes they've been running.
Indeed. We'll work together to clean up this riffraff. I trust that will help keep our relationship affable as well. Sheesh, you do make it sound so easy. Does that mean my debt to the Lai family is being wiped out? Talk about a lucky break! I'd say you don't deserve it, but I'm sure you have plenty of other debts to pay off, huh? That's correct. There seems to be a fair number of debt collectors on the hunt for him at this very moment. In fact, I believe I've heard they've started gathering in the capital. You really don't know when to quit, do you? Well, I suppose that means I should be off. Ronnie, Mr. Spriggan, make sure you take good care of yourselves. Jesus Christ. And so Leroy disappeared once more into the unknown, taking great care to cover his tracks behind him. Ashen and Sao left as well to deal with the remaining Lai family members. With the others gone, both Van and Aaron decided to take the chance to regroup with their friends. Shit, I hate that you got to see all my dirty laundry. Well, it sure took long enough anyway. I'm glad we got it all out in the open though. You know, even with all his problems, he's still the man your mother chose to love. You just have to accept the fact that he's your blood. Would you stop acting like you have all the answers? I'll never forgive him for what he put my mom through. But if I just left it at that, I feel like I would have walked away with a lot more regrets. Honestly, I'm sort of glad you talked me into going after him. I think I'll go ahead and consider that a victory then. Man, you really are growing up. Don't touch me, creep! You wanted to give him a head pat? Guess he really did inherit that spirit. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ronnie. I wish it would have ended with me. Still, with all those friends of yours, I'm sure you'll do just fine. Not that I have much room to speak. Right.
Blood isn't everything, but I guess my connection to him is still important. Guess I have you to thank for... No, forget it!
You almost said it. You almost said it. But yeah, his dad was the previous vessel, I guess is the best way to put it for that angry spirit. The Emperor.
Welcome to the
Who knows? Maybe that's the reason why he's being a absolute idiot right now. Okay, next one in line. Katra's secret. Katra apparently remembered something he needed to do, but he seemed pretty skittish about it. Looked like he was headed back to his room. Maybe I should check in on him. Okay. Katra abruptly returned to the office, saying he had something urgent to attend to. When he neither returned nor answered his Saifa, Ben decided to check on him and make sure everything was okay. Oh god, please don't walk in on him literally changing and he's like bandaging his chest or something to, you know, to repress something there. Good god. It's gonna be a cliche scene. Let's see. Maybe not. Cutter must be back in his room. Did he forget something he needed for the school festival? He seemed to be in a hurry. Maybe I should go in and ask what's up. Who is talking there? Look at all the people tuning in. I couldn't be happier. Oh my god! Wait, is he a live streamer? Oh my god, do not open that door. Do not walk in right now. I will murder you if you walk in right now, man. Live streaming sure is a bundle of fun. Make sure to give me a follow if you like what you saw. Oh god. His face! The heck? Whose voice is that? Sounds a little affected. Does he have a girl in there with him? No, wait. He's doing a girly voice, isn't he? Anyway, thanks for stopping by today, Edith. Catch you next time on the TLoH channel. Oh my god. This is amazing. Katra, I'm coming in. Huh? Oh my god. Oh my god, he has a digital avatar and everything. Oh my god. Oh god. Holy shit, he's living out his fantasies, isn't he? What is happening? Van? I can explain. Oh my god, man. Why did you walk in? Could you not have waited like a minute? Sorry for barging in. Oh my god. Katleya the science gal. So this is one of those newfangled virtual idol things, right? I've heard about her online. Apparently she's really exploded onto the scene these past few weeks. Never would have guessed she was your alter ego, though. Yes, well... people have really started to embrace streaming yourself over the orbital net as a new form of entertainment. I developed an interest in it while researching the new technology involved, so I decided to make my own virtual model and try it out. Sounds like you weren't expecting to get hooked, let alone make it this big. But your EDF exclusive broadcast just happened to overlap with the school festival, right? So the only way you could do both was by ducking out of the festivities for a bit. Forgive me, I know I should have been using the I know I shouldn't be using the office's connection without asking. What's there to apologize for? Knowing you, I'm sure you've got all kinds of anti-tracking tech in place. Streaming though, it's enough to make my head spin. A few years back, I wouldn't have been able to picture it. You've even got Theo scanning your movements and singing it to the model in real time, right? Man, if that takes off... I think you're a bit late, man. Man, if that takes off, it'll have every other form of media in fight or flight mode. Either that or scrambling to get a slice of the pie themselves. Well, he is not wrong. Except for the fact that the actual media is still to this day kinda laughing at virtual media. Well, not all of it, but most of it. I say something wrong? No, just the opposite. Sorry for being rude there. It's just, I went to so much trouble to make myself up as a girl without anyone finding out. For a minute I was afraid you'd get creeped out or laugh at me or something. I see. I mean, sure, I was shocked, but more in a, wow, that's pretty incredible kind of way. Everybody's got their hobbies and pursuits. This just happens to be your jam. I can understand why you'd be scared, though. Thanks, Van. This wasn't something I agonized over, though. It genuinely did just start out of curiosity. As you know, I straddled the line between male and female. I straddle. But because my masculine genes express themselves more prominently, I've lived as a boy ever since the professor took me in. I also find myself attracted to cute girls, though that isn't exclusively the case. I like that he said the second line under his breath, or internally.
Still, I couldn't help wondering, what if I had lived as a girl all this time instead?
The train of thought makes sense for you. Not to say you're the one who's ever felt this way.
Right. The world is made up of all kinds of people, each with their own values and ways of living. So I want to be forward-thinking about exploring potential paths for my own life a little more. I guess you could say I was partially inspired by the talk Rosette and I had on Nemeth Island.
That's so. I was right to call you incredible then.
I'm glad you think so. Oh, actually, could I ask you to stick around for a bit? This isn't about you stumbling in on my secret, to be clear. It's just something I wanted to test.
At Katra's urging, Van accompanied him to the spot where the test was to be conducted.
Oh, Mehengarten? Oh, I know what's happening.
He is testing out a virtual version of his model in here, isn't he?
Sorry to keep you waiting, Van.
Yep. Oh, wow. Whoa. Except the hair color and the face, would not recognize that as Katra.
Well, what do you think? This is the full-scale, high-precision Cattleya model. This is the first time I've ever worn it, so to speak, so there's still a bunch of unknown factors. It's not weird, is it?
Of course not. It's just been full of surprises is all. Your own traits still shine through a bit, but you seem to be pretty comfortable presenting as Cattleya.
That might be because of the way I use the Mehengarten's data and AI to create her. First, I adjusted the scan model of myself used by the garden to allow for modifications. Then I executed a deep learning routine to simulate what I might look like as a girl.
Adios above. Technology is outpacing me more by the minute.
Unfortunately, I can only show myself from the chest due to current processing capability and synchronization speed limitations. But eventually, I should be able to livestream myself dancing in real time. Theoretically, that is.
Now that I'd like to see. Man, though, once you researcher types get going on a project, you stick it out to the end.
It's funny. A little while ago, I probably would have overthought this to the point of discouraging myself from even trying. But you and the others helped me understand that I can be anything I want to be. I really am grateful for that, Van.
Just don't expect me to pass that thanks along to the others for you. Anyway, just take your time experimenting and fleshing out your personal style. Who knows, building up a big enough following and you might be able to make a living on this idle thing.
It's funny. Once I loosened up and got into the role, my popularity rose just like that. There's no turning back now. At this point, it's begun to feel like another part of the real me.
Say, maybe we could make you Arkride Solutions marketing mascot. Nah, that'd probably be too much exposure. But hey, it's always on the table if we need to expand our reach.
Don't tell me you're actually considering it.
He actually is. But yeah, real talk. I understand what he's saying there. Good God. The beginnings of this channel and speaking into a mic to record myself and listening back to myself and just in general getting used to it. Woof, that took time. That took a lot of time. But still, I pressed forward and we are here where we are right now. Anyway, and so Van spent a brief while chit-chatting with Katra's avatar before the two of them eventually returned to the real world. Yeah, okay, there we go. So, that put a bow on your live streaming for today.
Yes, I should be able to spend time with you and the rest after this. Why are you staring at me like that?
It's nothing. Just took me a second to remember that this is still the same Katra I'm talking to. What else did you expect? Oh, but setting that aside, would you mind zipping my lips about this? Don't sweat it. I was already planning to. Just a heads up though, Agnès and them are liable to get wise anyway, once you start making a name for yourself. Oh yeah, I guess that's always a possibility. Imagine someone like Aaron finding out. Just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. Should I tweak the model to look less like me before they catch on? But if it alienates my fan base, the backlash could be explosive. Sorry, didn't mean to sound a red alert. Afterward, Van and Katra headed back to the festival to meet up with their friends. God, Aaron is gonna have a field day.
Van? I, wanted to thank you proper. Thank you so much for accepting me no matter what. I'm going to keep trying to figure out who I want to be. And you being there for me as I do makes me more happy than you could ever know.
Oh, that is sweet. That is very sweet. Hey, he's almost maxed out. Aw, that's very sweet.
Welcome to the Aramis Academy Festival.
But yeah. People do struggle with that stuff, and it's always nice when you have a support in your corner who just accepts you for who you are. Okay, then let's see. The next one is Ferry, a warrior's rite of passage. Ferry got a task from the warriors of Kruga. Apparently, it's urgent enough to make her leave the Academy Festival. Whatever it is, it's got her looking all serious. Might be a good idea to check in on her. Okay. Ben parted ways with his companion for a short while. He then called out to Ferry to ask about the mission she was about to set out for. Long story short, I'm concerned for you. You sure you can handle whatever job it is the Kruga are sending you on?
Sorry to worry you so much, man. I was actually baffling on whether or not to tell you, but I guess this kinda makes the choice for me. Here, this is my assignment.
What the shit? Don't think I recognize him.
His name is Davin, a bad actor known for being a criminal consultant. He helps crooks draft out schemes in exchange for Mira, leaving no trails in the process.
Sounds pretty similar to the Oathbreaker's shady practices.
Yeah, I think this guy is way lower on the food chain than him, though. A few weeks ago, he fed information to the Kruga and made a request of them. The task was to subdue a twisted group of brokers from the west half of Zemuria who kidnapped and traffic war orphans.
Jesus.
No self-respecting warrior could ignore info like that, assuming it was true anyway.
I get your meaning. It was all just a ruse, huh?
When Abi arrived with his men and scoped out the area, the targets were the complete opposite of what they expected. It was actually a group of NGO personnel providing support and shelter to war orphans. Around the same time, they learned that Davin's real goal was to make a business of training and selling off child soldiers.
Jesus. So he wanted to manipulate your tribe into getting rid of an organization that was posing a threat to his enterprise. Gutsy move. Takes a real pair of brass ones to try and screw with a Kruga of all crops.
People strictly prohibit the killing of unarmed civilians, even in combat zones. Abusing our pride as warriors and putting us against our vows is a deed worth 1,000 deaths. They left the responsibility of sorting out the issue on my shoulders.
Sorting out, huh? That's one way to spin it. Let me guess. This have something to do with you coming of age on your last birthday?
Oh, you knew about that? Yeah, we Kruga are treated as adults from 14 onward.
I looked into some of your people's traditions while training under your brother. So I also know that all adult warriors have to go through a rite of passage.
They do. That's probably what this mission is supposed to be. I guess it's finally time for me to grab the knife you held in my place way back when.
Farida.
You really don't need to worry. Abby gave me all the intel I need on the target. I wouldn't want to keep you from enjoying the festival.
A little too late for that. This doesn't have any of the same overtones as what happened with Ida. But I was the one who took the liberty of stepping in back then, so you can't say it's got nothing to do with me. Plus, as your boss at Arkride Solutions and current guardian, I've got a responsibility to your dad and Ida to look out for you. So I'm taking it upon myself to see you through this, whether you like it or not. Wouldn't sit right with me otherwise.
Man. Okay then, things go smoother with your help anyway. Let's go, man. I've got a duty as a warrior to fulfill.
Using the intel Hassan had provided to her, Fairy started gathering more through details about Davin. Through Van's connections, they managed to determine the location of his various bases of operation around the capital. Eventually, the time came for them to chase after him. Blacklight District? Oh, this place. Well, close. Shit. Why won't any of my flunkies pick up? Did the other bases already get wiped out? It took almost no time at all for the lid to get blown off of our entire operation. Maybe the crew have finally shifted into gear? High gear? No, this can't be anything bigger than a recon squad. Fine by me. I can pick them off and then make a break for it before their main unit arrives. Can you now? Dead end. Still, this should be far enough to give me some breathing room.
Wrong. This is the end of the line. Davin, the criminal consultant. I knew you'd come here to lay low.
Who the hell are you? Wait, those clothes. You're telling me my subordinates let our bases get obliterated by a little girl? But not just any girl.
That's right. I'm a Kruger warrior, and you're out of escape routes. Better make your peace.
Hold your horses, little lady. I wasn't thinking straight. It was never my intention to soil your people's honor, I swear. So please. Oh. Die already and leave me be. Huh? Made it in time to spare. Nice one, Farida. Your read on this being a sniper nest was spot on.
Thanks, Van. I owe you one.
Sweet mother of Adios! Whoa! Stop! That's a little lady. I have a sick mother back home, so have a heart and let me go, will ya? Just don't kill me, I'm begging you!
The flames of judgment will cleanse the souls of the wicked. That is the law passed down through a tribe.
I'm still alive?
Ending your life here would be letting you off easy. Your criminal consultations have probably built up a seedy network spreading in every direction. I can't say I'm truly fulfilled my duty as a warrior until it's all been burned down to cinders. That makes you more valuable as fuel for the fire. If we throw you in the right place, your flames will smoke out the other crawling around in the dark.
No, you aren't thinking of handing me to the CID, are you? Let's not be hasty. At least give me to the guild or the police. If I expose my connections, I'll be a dead man walking.
By ratting out your friends and colleagues, you'll earn their spite and lose your place in the underworld forever. But that's a fate you brought on yourself. You and the countless evils you've committed. There's no getting away. Your only hope is to pray. Pray to the flames and Arusha for forgiveness.
Rip him. That's a wrap. Afterward, Van contacted Second Lieutenant Kayla and turned Davian over to the CID. Not once did I think anyone would make such a clean sweep of bringing this criminal consultant to justice. You may be young for a Kruga, but actually, why don't I say you did an amazing job and leave it at that?
Just following orders is all. Can we count on you to handle the rest?
You certainly can. We'll milk his connections for every last drop of intel they're worth. It's all over. I never should have gotten mixed up with the Kruga.
Even if I didn't catch you, someone else would have sooner or later. Owe up to your sins and atone like you mean it, and the warriors of Kruga might turn a blind eye to you. I know that stuff about your Umi being sick was probably a lie. But take good care of her, okay? Once you make amends and return home, I mean.
Aww. Huh? You saw through that story about my mother? And why bother showing me any mercy at all? Doesn't make any damn sense. Always full of surprises, ain't ya? You pull that off with flying colors. They'll teach me to adopt your capabilities. I'm glad you found a path that worked for you. One where being a warrior isn't just about raining judgment down.
It wouldn't have happened without your help gathering intel. Ever since I was little, I was taught that being a warrior meant purging evil where it stood, and I never questioned that. But then, last year, after everything that happened with Ida and me coming to Arkride Solutions, I overcame a lot of difficult challenges. I had to face up to the possibility of another me who never had that, and I wondered if I was betraying my duty. But the more I thought it over, the more I realized that there's more than just one answer. And I wanted to prove it somehow. This rite of passage gave me a chance to show that I was able to find my own answer. I don't know what Abi and Kasim will think about it once they hear the details, though.
Hey, when it comes down to it, you still stuck to your tribe's code, right? Not that anyone can give you a hard time over that. One thing's for sure, though. You've come a long way since you first started working for me. Good job, Farida. I mean it.
Man. All the time I spent with you and the rest of the team really paid off. I can't thank you enough for that. By the way, I hate to put you out even further, but can I make one more selfish request?
Depends. What's on your mind? I swear, if she asks right now to get a headpad, it's gonna be hysterical. Okay, no? Are they going somewhere? They're going somewhere. Oh my god, he's looking and it's sad. Oh, never mind.
Whenever a warrior completes their rite of passage, they go through what we call the adornment ceremony. Traditionally, a trusted family member or friend is supposed to help put it on. I was originally going to ask Ida, but, you know.
I've heard about this. It's a sacred once-in-a-lifetime ritual. But I'm not even a Jaeger, let alone a warrior. You sure it's okay for me to take part?
Sure, I'm sure, Van. I'd really like it if you could see me off on my journey into adulthood.
Oh. Well, can't say no to that. It's a big responsibility, but I'll try to do it justice. Farida Al-Fayed, thou child of flames, may thee walk with pride upon thy path till thy embers burn their last.
On the honor of my people, Arush has chosen, do I make this vow?
Hey.
It's a little tickly. How do I look?
Like you were born to wear it. Gotta admit though, I'm a little scared your dad's gonna want a word with me when he finds out I helped you come of age.
Huh? Well, why would Abi care?
No reason. Is he flashing back to the letter he got? You will take responsibility. That's a topic for when you're further down the road.
If you say so. I already know I have a lot of ground to cover. So in the meantime, I'm gonna learn what I can by sticking with you. I promise to give it all I've got, for everyone who's helped me grow as a person.
Of course, we're glad to have you, Farida. Van and Fairy share in pleasant conversation for a while longer before heading back to join up with the rest of their friends. Received Fairy's hair ornament. Hey!
I still have a lot to figure out, but right now, I'm proud of where I am. And until I've decided what path to follow, I'm gonna stay right by your side, Van. I want to learn as much as I can from you.
Aw, that's cute. And it's stuff like this why I'm always saying that all of these should be just available to do. They're so important character growth moments. For every character across all of these games. They should not be limited by a system of tickets or something where you're just excluded from seeing some of them. Even if you can save scum and see all of them, but yeah. Van's connection went up. Okay, he's done. Well, he will be done again once I lock in the ones I want to lock in. Anyway, next one. Risette, Lost Adolescence. When I was walking around the festival, I noticed Risette looking a little lost in thought. Got a feeling she was planning on meeting up with someone. Maybe I should go check up on her. Sure. Van parted ways with his companion for a short while. He then went to meet up with Risette, who was looking around the festival. Hey, Mariabelle.
Hello, Mr. Arkride. I trust your rounds are going well. Have you been wandering around the festival by yourself this whole time? You need to get busy and live a little.
I have been busy, actually. I'll admit, I'm a little surprised to see you here, though. She's always in her made like a concierge attire. No casual design for you yet?
Well, I made a promise with Risette, you know. I never go back on my promises. I figured it wouldn't be a problem if I popped in for a bit. My partner's out on some other business anyway.
Her partner? Oh yeah, right, she's supposed to be in a relationship with someone. I wonder if she's gonna spill the beans who. Why do I think it's Fairy's brother? That would be hysterical.
We haven't spent any time together in like forever, so we're totally gonna try to make the best of today. I suppose it has been a while since we've seen one another.
Well, I'm glad to see you two are having fun. I don't want to interrupt your little get-together though, so I'll just see myself out.
Oh, don't be like that. You might as well join us since you're here and all. Besides, there's no way you don't know all the best stands. We'll have way more fun with you along. I agree. It would be wonderful if you could show us the highlights of your student experience as well.
I guess I don't mind butting in for a while.
That's more like it. What are we waiting for then? Let's get the show on the road. It's always a pleasure, Van.
Well, that's sweet. This one is just a hangout? So, I love that the text starts with so. So, Van joined the girls in their foray around the school and enjoyed a look at the bazaar's many wares. Though Risette seemed pleased to simply gaze at all the items for sale, Mirabelle was much more inclined to reach for her Mira. Oh god, she's a spender. Although their adventure was brief, the two seemed to thoroughly enjoy themselves.
That was so much fun. School festivals in Edith really take it to a whole other level, huh? I appreciate you taking the time to enjoy the festival with us, Mr. Arkride.
Just glad I could be of service. You seemed a lot more interested in the school itself, though.
Well, yes, I suppose I was. I may have gone to Sunday school as a little girl, but I never had much chance to experience school life beyond that. Rosette.
Did you never go to high school? Guess I never did get around to asking Rosette about how she ended up this way.
Forgive me. I hadn't meant to cast a cloud over our time together. I should have you know, I'm actually quite happy spending time with you and... Nope, that's not gonna cut it. You know, I keep telling you, it's okay to be a little selfish sometimes.
Hmm? What's she doing? Hmm?
Hmm? Is this some kind of new software? I saw there were a few instructions to go along with it. Use that to access the garden with men.
What? With me? What are you planning?
Well, let's just say it's one other reason I came out here today.
Is she gonna get a schoolgirl costume or something?
Anyway, I better be heading back to work now. Later, you two.
Yeah, not really sure what she was getting at. Well, I guess we have some time to kill. Should we go take a look?
I don't see why not. Although, I'm a bit curious about this program she sent me.
Good God, what did she send? Experience your school life? And so, using the instructions Mirabelle provided, Rosette and Van booted up the app, leading them into the Märchengarten. Uh-huh. Oh God. Is he gonna be like the professor? Oh God. Hey, isn't this... Yup, it's a virtual recreation of Aramis. Again, when he doesn't have the jacket on, his shoulders look so weird. He has really Popeye arms. Looks like a recreation of the Aramis classroom. It's pretty realistic too. I can hardly tell the difference. But what's with these glasses in a textbook? And where's Rosette?
Mr. Arkride? Are you in there?
Oh, hey, thought I lost you.
Is it alright if I come in?
Yeah, of course. You okay? You sound a little timid.
Well, it's just, okay, I'll just let myself in then.
Oh.
I apologize for being so late, Mr. Arkride.
No way. Is that really you, Rosette? Oh wow, she even looks younger. Wow. They really tuned her down. Holy shit.
Yes, it's me. This avatar is a shard body made to simulate what I looked like when I was around 14 years old. It appears to be a part of a brand new virtual reality system that runs via the Märchengarten.
Oh yeah, she's even tinier. A 14-year-old Rosette, huh? How did they even pull this off? Actually, I'm assuming this is all Mirabelle's doing.
I believe so. She must have been testing this whenever she had downtime at work. To think she'd go to all the trouble to give me this opportunity. Oh, Mirabelle, you truly are a handful sometimes.
That explains my glasses and the textbook, I guess. You know, I think I've mentioned I didn't get the chance to finish school either. Putting me in the teacher's role's a little funny though. I put my own through so much hell. Anyway, I guess we can start class as soon as you pick a desk. If you don't mind having a delinquent for a teacher, that is.
Of course not, Mr. Arkride.
Aww. With that, the two began playing their respective roles of teacher and student. Alright, next question. In what year did the Calvardian Revolution take place?
That would be in year 1100.
Nice job, Rosette. Really living up to the class president reputation of yours.
So, that's the scenario she set up, is it? However, I can't help but think these questions are a bit on the simple side. Would you be opposed to bringing out more difficult ones, sir?
Sounds good to me. How about this one? While they're having fun. Although neither of them were required to continue the act, they remain in character for a while longer. This is basically... Mehengatten is basically becoming VR chat room. Okay, so the answer to this problem is...
If I may, sir, there seems to be a problem with your equation.
Seriously? Man, it's been so long since I had to do math. Let's see. Where does this number go again?
She's so much tinier.
Oh god, I will not even try to say the mathematical equation in English. In Croatian I could do it, but since I've never learned to say mathematical bullshit outside of Croatian, I do not even know where to begin with this thing. Anyway.
Let me show you. When you have
Blah blah blah.
then you want to solve for...
Hey, I'm the one who's supposed to be the teacher here. Both Van and Rosette thoroughly enjoyed themselves as they made new school memories.
I can't help but feel a bit sorry for the other students. I'm really monopolizing all the teachers' attention.
Well, it's my responsibility to make sure all students understand the content, right? Ask me anything, I'll do my best to answer.
Okay, with regards to this problem then...
What's up?
Oh, it's nothing. With me in such a small body, he looks even more mature than usual. I wonder if this is how Miss Claudella and the others feel around them.
Oh yeah, this feels weird. But before they knew it, the bittersweet days of Rizette's fabricated youth had come to an end. Oh.
Oh?
I guess that's it then. The time sure went by a lot faster than I thought it would. I imagine this whole thing takes a bunch of processing power. I'm surprised it even lasted this long.
Mr. Arkride, I had a really great time together.
Yeah, me too. I was really getting into it back there. It's looking like we're gonna have to put an end to it here, though. Oh yeah.
And after the school day ends, everyone assembles in the courtyard. They all enjoy their school life, only leaving for home once the sun begins to set. It's a rather essential part of being a student, what they call the springtime of life. Thank you for letting me experience even just a little of what this life is like.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. You know, I may be standing at the teacher's podium and all, but I had a lot of fun too. It reminded me of all the good times I had. I actually was kind of hoping we could stay for a little longer.
They do say your school years really pass you by. This was a truly unforgettable experience. I may have only been acting the part of a student, but I think it did its part in filling the hole inside me.
Is that?
I suppose I had been yearning for a chance like this. A longing for normal days, the hope to one day lead a mundane life. I guess I'll never quite know how much I lost because of that day. However, even though I had little choice but to take on this form, the fact remains that I was given a second lease on life. If I hadn't been given that miracle, I would never have met any of you. Not you, or Mirabelle, or anyone from Arkride Solutions. That's why I feel blessed to be where I am today.
Oh. Damn, only 14 and still as mature as ever. Can't say I'm surprised though. You've always been the most sensible one of our team, on our team.
Thank you.
But don't you think it's alright to just be a 14-year-old girl for a little while? Heck, you could probably stand to let your hair down every now and then in the real world too. From everything you told me, it sounds like you were forced to grow up a lot faster than everyone else. Maybe too fast.
You think so?
But I want you to know that you don't have to be the responsible one all the time. It's okay to rely on me and the others. Just like it's okay to be over 20 and still be in the springtime of your life. Whether that means having simulated experiences like this, or having fun at a school festival. You should have fun with your life. I mean, relying on each other is part of what makes us all friends, right?
Thank you, Mr. Arkride. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. This class certainly did deliver on its educational value.
Good. Well, I hate to say it, but I guess we should wrap this up. Would you do the honors, Rosette?
Of course, Mr. Arkride. All rise and bow.
After that, Van and Rosette logged out of the Märchengarten. After taking the time to thank Mirabelle for the experience, the two met up with the rest of their friends to explore the rest of the festival.
Due to yours and Mirabelle's efforts, I was able to confront the regrets I had buried deep within my heart. If the opportunity ever presents itself, I hope that someday you will allow me to support you in the same way.
Aww. These are also sweet. But
Welcome to the Our
time for the next one. Oh god, what is this gonna be? Grimcat in peril. Judith left to go get some info as Grimcat. She said she'd be back at the festival in no time, but something's giving me a bad feeling. I should probably be ready just in case. Yes, you should be. With her, yes, you should be. Leaving the festival with a rather detailed excuse, Judith headed out to do some Grimcat fieldwork. However, shortly after her departure, Van received a desperate call. What the heck was so urgent that she needed me to come all the way out here?
Hey, Van, this way!
Oh, she's stuck in her costume! What the hell are you doing? I thought you were done with work. Are you still in your Grimcat getup? Seriously, wouldn't be surprised if there were rumors about some masked perv in the area already.
If I could change, I would. It's just... I can't transform back!
What? During the festival, Judith had managed to get a lead on a cadre of pickup artists that had been causing no end of grief to young women. Not wanting to miss her opportunity, she managed to steal a critical piece of evidence and deliver it to the police. However, upon finishing her work, she came to realize that the Grimcat transformation could only be partially undone. Partially? What does partially mean? Oh, I see. Well, at least we were able to get you a bathrobe to cover up a little, but it kind of just made you look like an even bigger pervert. Wow, that looks weird.
No, it doesn't. But thanks for helping out, I guess. Now I can finally relax a little. I just wish I knew how to change back.
And this is going to be a real pain. Patrol cars have been keeping a pretty sharp eye on the area recently, so just having some creep like you in the car is a big risk.
Well, excuse me for existing. Please, Van. You've gotta help me out here. We talked about this before, remember? We both turned into some strange-looking creatures, so we should have each other's backs.
Well, I don't think my transformation is quite on par with yours, but don't worry. I'm not about to leave you high and dry. I still need a proper explanation to where the Grimcat shit comes from. I hope they're gonna explain this one day, because it seems to be like a family thing of transforming. What is their bloodline? Just so you're aware, though, I'm not exactly the premier scholar on your whole magic changey thing. Unless you're willing to fill me in on some of the details, I doubt I'll be of much help.
You have a point. Don't you know there are secrets a thief should never reveal?
I'm assuming it's nothing like what happens with the mayor and me. It doesn't really seem like Aaron's whole tyrant situation either. So if it's not a holo, and it's not some spirit reincarnation thing, then it's probably some kind of family heirloom deal. Is that right? Are we finally gonna get something on this?
You know, I can't tell whether you're a genius or just a real pain in the neck. Well, whatever. No sense hiding it if you've already figured it out.
Oh my god, yeah, explain, please. So that's it, huh?
Yes, this conflict is what triggers my transformation. Grammy gave it to me when she thought I was ready to take on the responsibility.
Okay.
She told me all about my family's duty as Grimcat back then. As long as this thing remains in our possession, Grimcat will always be there to save the day.
Is this thing an artifact or something? Okay, so do you know how it actually works? If that device is what helps you transform, maybe it just bugged out or something. Hold on. You've been using this thing for how long and you don't even know how it works?
Well, why would I need to? It's been fine up until now. Stuff like this never happened to Mom or Grammy.
Fine. I guess we'll just have to ask someone else for help.
Our best bet might just be Grammy then. Oh no, I'm gonna get chewed out for this, aren't I?
Sounds like you better get ready for a butt whooping.
Oh great, get real. She'd never... Well, actually she just might. Damn it, guess I should give her a call.
So the two agreed to talk with Judy's grandmother. However, due to an inability to get into contact, they decided to meet her where she was most likely to be. And that is at a hotel. She wandered through the hotel in that getup. That is hilarious. Oh, that would have been amazing if they would have shown the personnel just like looking to their side like, what the shit is this?
Oh, good grief. She wasn't in her hotel room either? I only told you to pull off the highway because I thought she'd be here.
You could tell the front desk staff, though, we were fishy too, and this is turning into way more of a mess than I thought it'd be. Well, at least your grandma stands out in a crowd. There must be someone around here who knows where she went. If it isn't Van, what are you doing over here? And isn't that... Oh god.
Crap, of all people.
Hey, I thought you two were still enjoying the festival.
Mr. Gotti forgot his notebook in the hotel room, so we came back to pick it up.
All those passionate youths. It was filling me to the brim with inspiration. Anyway, what are you doing at a hotel in the middle of the day? Having a secret rendezvous? Actually, why is that lady of yours wearing a mask? And that brightly colored hair? Why does it look so familiar?
Shit! You really shouldn't pry into their private affairs, Mr. Gotti. She might just be one of Van's clients. That's right. I'm afraid my position prevents me from revealing my true identity, so, as unseemingly as it is, I had to disguise myself like this before requesting help.
You know, considering that obviously when she's talking, we always hear the regular VA talk, but the text as Grimcat is always green, it kind of always left me with an impression that the costume might be doing some kind of sensory alteration for people who hear her talk, so they don't realize it's her. Her hair is not that much different from her usual hair, though. Like, really not much different. Yeah, unfortunately, she's really got no clue how the world works. Poor thing didn't realize she'd stand out so much dressing like that.
Hey, what's your mouth, bub?
I see. That's Van for ya. You sure do take all kinds of under your wing, huh? But my, young lady, looks like you've got a pretty nice figure under that bathrobe. In fact, you're probably about the same size as Judith. What would you say to being in my next...
There he goes again. We'd actually better get going, Mr. Cody. Talk to you later, Van.
Before I forget, you two haven't seen Dominique around lately, have you? I had a few things I wanted to run by her.
Miss Lanster? Maybe you could try the Trion Mall? I think I overheard something about her having a meeting there today. Really? I mean, is it so?
Thanks, Nina. See you two back at the festival. Nina obviously knows.
I got out of that one by the skin of my teeth. At least we got a lead, though.
Yeah, thanks to the goddess for thank the goddess for Nina. Anyway, let's head over to Trion Mall. What is this? No, make sure you keep at it. And don't forget to do an acoustic check. Understood.
You're here. Oh, Grammy.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Stop yelling. You idiot.
I'm so glad we found... Oh crap, nobody look at me.
Good goddess. What in the hell were you thinking?
Look, I'm sorry, Grammy, really.
Doesn't it sound like there's a problem with the device itself? You can fix it, right? I mean, surely Judith can't be stuck like this forever.
Don't even joke about that. There's no way that happened, right, Grammy?
Well, we're certainly not gonna get anywhere with you throwing a fit about it. Hand it over and I'll have it fixed in a jiffy. After a brief assessment, Dominique took to skillfully repairing the compact with a few precision tools she had on her hand. On her person? What the hell? And in only a matter of moments, the issue was resolved.
Revert!
And now she's naked in a bathrobe. Oh boy, this can only go one way with Judith. Good God.
We did it! I'm normal again!
Told you it'd all work out. You've really got to start learning how to handle these things yourself, Judith. Anyway, I've optimized the compact for you. There shouldn't be any issues for a while.
Thanks.
Which leads me to ask, when was the last time you did any maintenance on the thing? I told you to always make sure it stays in working condition. You should be checking on it every day. Honestly, Judith, the compact's a tool, not a toy. You should be treating it with the respect it deserves. She's this old and I still have to give her a butt whooping.
Anything but that. Listen, I know I screwed up. I'll do better.
Hard to believe the trigger for your transformation is just some little orbital device. I'm guessing it's the same one the first Grimcat used.
That's right. I inherited it myself over 50 years ago. For more than half a century, it's been our family's great honor to not only safeguard the secret of Grimcat, but to use its power for good. Never had someone so reckless about the job as this one, though. Hey, I tried to be careful. I've just had a run of bad luck is all.
Well, I'll admit, that gung-ho attitude of yours is probably what led you taking down so many evildoers. You got Chloe and I beat there at least. But I imagine it's also what led you attacking Mr. Arkride in Tharbard. Isn't that right?
How did you know about that?
Now that I think about it, Agnès did say something about her Genesis reacting that night. That compact of theirs, I have a feeling it's all connected somehow. Oh, probably made by... Ooh. Or maybe not by the same person, but one of the 3 disciples? Sounds like this thing came into play right around the Orbital Revolution too. Might be something to consider in the future. Ha! Yeah?
This will be interesting for the future. Anyway, I really appreciate all your help today, Van. You have my thanks as well. I'm sorry my granddaughter keeps causing you so much trouble. I certainly never planned on anyone else learning about our heirloom here, but I think the secret's safe in your hands. I mean, all I did was drive her around some, but I'm glad I could help. And don't worry about me spilling your secrets. My lips are sealed. That's what I like to hear. Well, I suppose I better be off. Keep an eye on this one for me, Spriggan. Grammy! Sheesh. I'm really starting to feel like one of the family. Well, it's not all that surprising. You've really done a lot for us. Whether I'm Judith, the actress, or Grimcat, the phantom thief, I'm grateful you were always there to lend me a hand. Wow, that actually sounded pretty sincere. You sure you didn't catch a cold or something? Of course I didn't. Look, I get that it's a little unusual coming from me, but I've never really had the chance to thank you for everything. Especially because you've given me the perfect chance to fulfill my duty as Grimcat. Seriously, thank you. Well, you're welcome. I'm sure you still have plenty of adventures to come, but we'll be right there to back you up when you need it. Yeah, us moonlighting do-gooders gotta stick together, right? I'm excited to see what the future holds. I guess we ought to get... Grammy? I realize I forgot something. I can't just let you off the hook for your negligence, after all. I think a few wallops will set you on the right track, don't you think? In fact, maybe I'll even call up Chloe to get a few hits in. Cut me some slack, Grammy. Hey, didn't you just say something about backing me up, man? Sorry, but you're on your own for this one. Here's hoping it's a valuable learning experience. How can you leave me like this, you cold-hearted brute? And with that, Van left Judith to deal with Dominique's disciplining. She caught up with him eventually, albeit looking a little worse for wear.
You know, it just hit me that we have a lot in common. Wait, don't take that the wrong way. I just mean it's uncanny that we both have these secret sides to ourselves. We're like confidants or something.
She's so beautifully awkward, I love it. Oh, this goober. Good God. Oh boy. Okay, one more ticket and then I need to actually reset to a different save. Let's see. The substitutes challenge. Okay, this is gonna be a double whammy. Looks like I've got some sort of challenge letter from Svin and Nadia. They've asked me to come to the office when I have time. Well, might as well humor them, I guess. Then parted ways, yeah. He then reached out to Svin and Nadia, who had asked him to meet at the Arkride Solutions office. Oh god. Well met, Sven Arkride, spriggan extraordinaire. What is this? Swin's face like, don't ask, play along. To commemorate our final days in thy glorious capital, we do hereby challenge thee to a duel over the title of true spriggan. This would be the time where he just closes the door and walks away. Translation, please. Actually, she pretty much covered it. Come on, play along. This could be our last chance. Here we go. Alright, I'll bite. So, explain this duel over the title for true spriggan business. Well, that part was just her being dramatic. Remember when you made us substitute spriggans right after we came to Edith? It's been a wild ride since then, and I mean wild. Now here we are with everything we asked for and more. We don't want to set a bad example for Lapis or our boss by taking advantage of your hospitality though. So we felt we need to prove ourselves.
And who better to do it against than you, Van?
Spriggan stuff's pretty close to our usual work already, so 4SPG showdowns sound like a good way to settle things. And if we should vanquish thee, perchance we could lay claim to thy reputation as well.
Don't push your luck, but I get where you're coming from. You do deserve a little something for picking up the slack around here. I'll just treat this like a special 4SPG from my stand-ins. Just don't cry foul when I go full throttle. No better parting gift than showing you what a spriggan's really made of.
We couldn't ask for more.
Now you're... Oh, wait. We couldn't ask for more.
Now you're talking.
That was the correct way around. From there, Van used his connections to get in touch with any collaborators of his who had time to spare. They then put together a limited time, half-price discount promotion to bring in more 4SPGs than ever before. The backs of the bulletin boards in every district ought to have requests from corner to corner by now. Whoever closes out the most of them within the time limit is the winner. You guys all set to go?
Ready when you are. Really casting a wide net though, huh?
I know this was our suggestion, but we're in for a lot more 4SPGs than we bargained for. You say that, but I had to trim the list quite a bit to get it down to just the suitable ones. I was already looking for a good excuse to get the finicker ones over with, so this works out great.
Yeah, imagine what a buzzkill it'd be to get an emergency call in the middle of tonight's live performance.
Well, alright. Hope you don't mind if we bring the heat then. You're on. No backing out now. Let the 4SPG showdown commence. And so, Van, Sven, and Nadia's duel began. Do I get to do any decisions during this, or is this just gonna play out?
Kitty!
Get the kitty!
She's coming your way, ass!
Roger that. Oh, I know where they are. I was like, who the shit is that guy in the back? There. You're gonna be just fine.
Booyah! Score 1 for the dream team.
Oh, goodness. What an impressive display. Didn't we do a quest like this before? With a cat from a lady like this? Or am I just thinking about something else? My sweet little Anna, thank you ever so much for catching her. About that, are you really this cat's owner?
You were a few syllables off from the name of her collar just now. And rumor has it that a shady catnapper's been snatching up pure breeds to put on the market.
That's, there's the real owner.
Oh, Angela, thank you. Thank goodness you're alright.
Damn.
So now the mansion I'm employed at has a massive rat infestation, and it's all my fault. If I don't do something about it, they'll fire me for sure. Can I count on you to handle this discreetly?
So my hunch was right. The two of them are like a match made in heaven. Mind hanging around just a tick. The solution to your problem should be along in just a minute. Excuse me, but are you the spriggan I keep hearing about? I could really use your expertise. All of the laboratory rats at the medical research facility I work for were inadvertently terminated. Is there any chance you could set us up with a large quantity of them in short order?
Did you say rats?
Well, this is nice. Rats that are used in medical purposes are usually bred for that purpose, like in captivity, because they need to be kept at certain conditions. Wild rats, I mean, you can do experiments on them, but you will not get the results you need, probably. Well, it kind of depends on what field you're doing. Anyway. Huh? And he just sips coffee. That's 2 for 1. Getting a mountain of requests in has its perks sometimes. This guy.
Ass, you think those cars have anything to do with the package we picked up a minute ago?
Shoot, we're being tailed. I'll shake him off. Hang on tight, Nadia.
Aye aye.
Aww. These two are so cute. That's... Somebody save me! I'm down. I ain't looking to start anything. At least not if you clean out your blackmail data and hand it over. You had a good run up until now, coasting on the backs of others. I'd say it's about time for the Piper to get paid. Alright, just take it. That's all of that. Now on to a separate request. This one involves getting tit for tat over the living hell you put your victims through. No, please! Get this shit beaten out of you. Waiting around here to ambush that crooked businessman isn't going as well as I hoped.
Maybe he caught on and switched routes? I can recalculate his path, but we're kinda short on time.
What's this? Don't tell me we're all working the same request.
Oh, hi man.
Guess we overlap on this one. Well, ain't it a kick in the head? You two already got the jump on me. Not even the golden tip of Bermotti head can make up for that. I'll just have to shift over to something else. Well, keep up the good work out there.
Bermotti, that's his informant over in Riverside.
Might as well head over and take the freebie. Yep, we literally gave them a freebie. Soon afterward, the alarm on everyone's ciphers went off, signaling that the time limit of the showdown was up. They then returned to the office to report their respective results. Alright, who got how many? So the final tally is 11 for SPGs for me and 12 for you. The victory is yours. Damn, what a professional I am. What's that look? What's wrong? Those doesn't look like the faces of winners to me.
It's because this whole thing was rigged.
I'm with her on that. That informant you clued us in on was the only reason we were able to close that last request. Can't really say that point was earned fair and square. Hey, I'm the one who slipped up giving you a hint. You should be proud for not letting him pass you by. From where I'm standing, who saw what doesn't really matter, as long as you stuck to the spriggan way. Matter of fact, you did me a solid divvying up the workload, so thanks for that.
He got us hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, we may have won the battle, but we lost the war the second we suggested dueling over 4 SPGs. You outfoxed us good, man. You guys got so uptight over the weirdest things. Well, for all the years we fell short in... areas. Well, for all the areas we fell short in, we still managed to prove ourselves pretty decently.
Yep, I'd say so.
Actually, you never fully explained what it is you were trying to prove. Mind filling me in?
Like we said, these last several months have just been one freak incident after another. Running into old colleagues from the gardens on Nemeth, seeing what looked like my brother back from the dead. And even that's got nothing on what went down with LP and S.
Everything worked out in the end, but it left us with some heavy questions to chew on. We started to wonder, would we ever escape our past? Or were we doomed to spend the rest of our days in darkness? I see.
That's what all of this boils down to. We wanted to prove that if we worked hard enough, we could enjoy our lives in a way that sat right with us. Just like you do, Van.
Like me? Not that most people would call your way of life a respectable one. Don't I know it? Here Elaine offered you two a place in the guild, though. Why not take her up on it?
Nah. And work myself into the ground all year round? I've got a lazing and loafing quota to keep.
Call me crazy, but I don't think her line of work is in our wheelhouse anyway. That aside, there was one other thing we wanted to prove. To yourselves? No, to you, Van. We wanted to show how much we've grown over these past 2 years.
You had to help us with just about everything back then. But now, other people can lean on us for a change. Don't you think?
Yeah, you two have come leaps and bounds. No doubt about that. Even if your past tries to haunt you again, I know you'll pick it up back in its place, put it back in its place as many times as it takes. You've got the freedom to make whatever you want of your lives. This whole town spriggan will vouch for that any day of the week. I know we're not leaving just yet, but I can tell we won't be leaving any regrets behind.
And the next time we meet up, we're gonna be twice or thrice as impressive as we are now.
Yeah, I can hardly wait already. Aww.
We might be hanging up our substitute spriggan hats, but we'll never, ever forget the time we spent with you, Aggie, and everyone else.
I can't promise we'll always be available, but if you're ever in a bind, hit us up. Next time, we'll be the ones handling a 4SPG of yours.
These two are adorable. I'm gonna miss them. I'm gonna miss them so much. Alright, save file loaded, let's continue and finish off the rest of the not many left, but oh boy. Elaine's urgent affair. Seems Elaine's stepping away from the festival to handle a job for the guild. Sounds like it'll be a tricky one. Wonder why she was acting all weird about it though. Maybe I'll see if there's anything I can do to help her out. Well, let's see that. Parted ways with his companion, he then met up with Elaine and the two of them went to speak with a prospective client. Oh, well, this is not far away from the academy. At the church, huh? Apologies for the delay. I'm with the Bracer Guild. Roderick. Okay. Oh yes, we've been expecting you. Aren't you that famous A-ring bracer? Dorothea. God, familiar, but I cannot place right now. Anyway.
Thank you so much for accepting our request on such short notice.
Oh, you brought Van along as well. Wait. God, I cannot place the name. They're gonna probably say it soon. Fancy seeing you again. For the record, I'm mostly just along for the ride.
You know him?
Yeah, I met him while doing a 4SPG a while back. You still keeping in touch with old Bruno?
Yes, I consulted him about all this, in fact. Anyway, I feel much better knowing that you are on the case.
Right. Shit, I'm really struggling right now. My brain is a bit fried with all the all the recording right now. I kind of remember, but I don't. Anyway,
let's get down to business, shall we? So, you suspect that the stalker will crash your wedding today and attack the bride. Do you have that right?
Yeah, you do, yes.
Honestly, we're at a loss of what to do.
It all began when Dorothea was kind enough to care for a man who was passed out along the side of the road. She was already engaged at that point, but that didn't stop the man from obsessing over her after the fact. She reached out to the police and the guild several times, but they couldn't do much, as he was careful to remain within the confines of the law. Then, once the wedding date was set, she received an unusual package. Inside was a clandestine photo of her and the groom. The faces were cut out, and a message was written in blood. Love never dies. Holy shit! Oh, this is grim, what the hell? The wedding date was listed as well, even though it had only just been decided on. What the shit? How despicable. Only the vilest of fiends would seek to ruin such an important day in a young couple's life. That's a textbook example of a threat letter. Should be enough cause for the guild to take action. Problem is, if we're following the Bracer Code, I'm afraid I have no choice but to ask that you delay your wedding. When danger is imminent, we have to put the safety of the citizens above all else. I hope you understand. I was afraid of that. I'm so sorry, Dorothea.
No, don't be. It's for the best. We can't risk putting our friends and family in harm's way. I just wish we could have celebrated this with them. Everyone was able to take time out of their busy schedules for this.
Alright, I think this request can qualify as a 4SPG now. Oh? Arkride Solutions will be working with the guild on this one. No need to move the wedding date, because I've got an idea.
You do?
But how would... no, I'll pay any price you ask, as long as it means we can have our wedding as planned. To pull this one off, I'm gonna need the assistance of our very own Beauty's Blade. Are you two gonna pretend to be the groom and the bride? That's gonna be hilarious if so.
Say no more. I'll do whatever I can to help.
After that, they enlisted the aid of the cathedral staff and swiftly put Van's plan into place. And so the wedding began on schedule. Oh god, no. Please let it be those two just in disguise or some shit. Or maybe they're in the audience? Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today before the goddess Adios to join Roderick and Dorothea in the bonds of holy matrimony. Do you, Roderick, take this woman, Dorothea, to have and to hold in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, to love and to cherish, for as long as you both shall live? Uh-huh. Bridegroom Roderick? Title and name? I do. Oh god. Or wait. Is it Roderick and this yeah, this is Elaine. And do you, Dorothea, take this man, Roderick, in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, to love and to cherish, for as long as you both shall live? Stop! Who do you think you are? You have no right to be barging in on this sacred union. You must be the low-life bastard they told me about. Why, Dorothea? Why would you marry the likes of him? I'm the one you love. That's why you saved me back then, right? Get a grip, man. That's just some fantasy you dreamed up on your own. It would be funny if that costume unlocks for her after this. They did go out of their way to model that. I will never give up the woman I love, and especially not to someone who'd only burden her with a one-sided obsession. But what the hell did you just say to me? Who do you think you are, you piece of shit? Get lost, you have nothing to do with this. Dorothea, my beloved, it's time to go. Whoa. To the goddess's side, where our love will never die. Huh? I must say I find your unrequited love rather shallow. You shouldn't even tell that to your beloved as an imposter. But, what? You're... That's the earring bracer! Beauty's Blade? Why is she here? But why? Where's my Dorothea? There she is. Oh, Roderick. Oh, Dorothea. Everything's going to be alright now. So, what do you all think of our mid-wedding halftime show? A little unprecedented, I know, but hey, there's a first time for everything. Our special guest Elena Claire gave a performance for the ages, all to test the love of our leading lady and man. Let's give our groom a big round of applause for bravely fending off his girl's would-be captor. Holy cannoli, I know he had to switched out the bride. Okay, that was a little too realistic for my taste, but man, what a show! That damn spriggan really knows how to throw everyone for a loop.
I sincerely apologize for causing such a ruckus. We will get the ceremony back underway in just a moment. Let me offer my congratulations to the soon-to-be happy newlyweds.
Afterwards, they quietly turned the stalker over to the police. The wedding went on from there without any further disruptions.
Elaine, Van, thank you so much for saving our wedding. Well, that was a neat and tidy ending. I'm glad we were able to help them.
Can't believe I was able to pull one over on the crowd with that halftime show bit. That was one hell of a gamble. Roderick hadn't done that whole spiel from the heart. I doubt anyone would have bought it. Hey, I got a question for you. Why a special interest in this request? Something about this job must have caught your eye. Don't think you've wanted to leave in the middle of the festival otherwise.
I suppose that's true. Well, to answer your question, the subject of marriage just so happens to be on my mind lately. Seeing as how my family, or rather my relatives, have been trying to get me to tie the wedding knot, I've received a few proposals already.
Panic! Panic, man! Panic! Do something! I knew the Quincy Company had been hard at work rebuilding the business, but this is the first I'm hearing of this.
As you may well know, our family has a long lineage, and many of my relatives are the old-fashioned sort. They say it's all to support the Claire family. I suppose it sounds noble when you put it like that. In all likelihood, they're simply desperate to find their footing. Things have been rather chaotic following my father's incarceration. In a way, I almost pity them, and to be honest, that's why I've entertained the notion.
Well, I don't think you should. I know you're just trying to bear the burden for everyone like usual, but that ain't your responsibility, alright? Your dad's the one who committed a crime, not you. It isn't your job to mop up his mess. You can't fix everything. If you say you can, then that's arrogance talking, plain and simple.
But, you know, that might just be the most hypocritical thing you've ever said.
Yes! I'm just speaking from experience, that's all. From one burden-bearing person to another, don't forget why you chose the path you're on. You didn't choose it for your family's sake, and you sure as hell didn't choose it for mine either.
You're right. No, in fact, you're exactly right. Oh, and don't worry about those marriage proposals. I turned them all down.
Who said I was worried? By the way, you might not want to put this off for too much longer. We're both getting up there in age.
Excuse me? I'll have you know I'm only 24.
Oh, she's gonna catch it!
Okay, here I go!
Hey! This is the moment where Van runs away.
Wow, Elaine caught it!
Congrats! Van's face.
I wonder if this is my reward for all the hard work I've put in lately. A certain someone I know could and should learn from my example.
Oof, hit me where it hurts, why don't you? Fine, I'll try and take a few pointers. That was cute. After that, Van and Elaine left the cathedral behind, and after tying up all the loose ends of the stalker case, they met back with the others, with the rest of their friends.
Back when we were students, I always thought this day might come for us. Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just lost in thought. We're both still walking our own paths, so let's focus on that for now. I'll be happy to help you along in whatever little ways I can.
Cute. Very cute. Okay, but I did have plans to finish all of those connection events in this very episode. Looking at the footage that I have right now, I think this is gonna be a good place to call it. There's still like how many? 1, 2, 3. There's still 4 of them left, and it's probably gonna be like another 45 minutes or something of footage, and I don't want to have the episode go over 3 hours in length. That's gonna be one pain in the butt to both edit and render out and upload as well. But yeah, anyway, these were pretty cute so far. Let's see. So far, I would say Agnès' was very nice. I don't know which yet to keep in. At least for this first playthrough. Like I said, it doesn't matter right now which ones I actually keep in. If I'm gonna go through a New Game Plus file just to have all of them done and save them on a new save file for the next game when it comes out, for whatever follow-ups they're gonna have and stuff like that. But we'll see. So far, I obviously did very much like Agnès' one. That was very cute, and the background stuff for her family and stuff that was revealed in that one was very nice. V's was also pretty much just showing her growth of character, which is amazing. Aaron, I mean, the only good thing that didn't really change much about his character, because he pretty much was the way he is for a while now in this thing. But I would say the biggest part of it was showcasing that his father actually does care and isn't just an asshole. Was probably just using his usual shtick for like a front. Rizette's one was bittersweet. Like, almost everything to do with Risette is very bittersweet, which is always a heartburn. Catra's was both hilarious and amazing at the same time. Crazy to think about that. Just a couple of years ago, this world was basically, in most of its parts, like almost like steampunk when you think about it. And now we are at VTubers essentially. This one was funny. Judith's one was very funny. Anything to do with Judith being Judith and getting her ear chewed off by her grandma is absolutely hysterical. But also that little tidbit about the little gizmo that they're using to trigger the transformation is very interesting, and being passed down through the family. Very curious where that's gonna lead to, and who the inventor rather behind the thing is. If it comes from the same person that invented the Genesee, it's kind of self-explanatory. Like maybe like an offshoot device that was created. Maybe Grimcat was supposed to be like a protector of the Genesee or something in the background, but that kind of slipped away over time. But I don't know. Or maybe one of the 3 disciples was just very much into vigilantes, and that's why Grimcat exists. But funny. The parts with Svin and Nadia were very cute and wholesome. Them obviously having a very strong bond with Van, and the whole shtick of Van being the one who helped them years ago and got them out of Calvard, and that led to Crossbell then, and that led to them coming back now to lend Van a hand and just show him how much they grew up. Very, very wholesome. pretty much family stuff. And yeah, obviously, Elaine stuff was it was pretty much straightforward, but I do like the teasing part of her. Pretty much this entire game, even from the very beginning of this game, she has been making like more and more moves towards Van to signal, hey, I'm here. And I still kind of like you, you doofus. But yeah, I don't know if they're actually gonna write Van into a proper relationship with someone in the future. I would kind of love it if Falcon would actually write again protagonists that are just, you know, bound to someone into a relationship like the very first games were, pretty much. I kind of miss those times. And I'm gonna have those times back very soon in the remake. Cannot wait. But yeah, this one was very adorable, and again, she's making more moves at Van, and kinda, I don't know. If they do want to put Van into a relationship, I mean, we already can kind of tell, like, from the writing, it's either gonna be Elaine or it's gonna be Agnès a couple of years down the line. Who I would pick, I don't know. I find both of these adorable in their own respectful ways, so yeah, I don't know. I might have said this already prior in both the Let's Play or maybe not in the Let's Play, but I'm not the type who picks waifus or husbandos. So whoever wants to pick someone, pick them. I just see the like bond between both parties as something that could exist at any given point, and it's just up to the writers to actually decide to write something. But yeah, anyway, outside of that, next time we're gonna finish off the last couple of bonds, and we're then gonna move on into the Calvard district, check the 4 SPGs, and see where the story takes us from there. Well, that will be for next time. For now, I will go and rest my voice. This was a lot of talking, again. And I'm gonna get myself some tea. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did so, please consider leaving a like. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. If you want to support my channel and me more directly, memberships are open. And as always, no video will be behind a membership. It's purely there for support. Leave a comment. And of course, I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next part. Until then, bye-bye.